Africa's sporting system is being throttled thanks to a political tussle between two of their countries. Two neighbors and their geopolitical tensions are hurting the possibility of a sport making its comeback. The conflict between Democratic Republic of the Congo and Rwanda, which started some years ago in 2022, is threatening to derail the return of Formula One to the continent, a sport that has been absent from Africa for over 3 decades. Rwanda and South Africa are the frontrunners to host Formula One if it does make its re-entry. Both countries are bidding to stage the Grand Prix in 2027, which would mean a return to the continent since the last time F1 took place in 1993. But DR Congo seems to be enraged by Rwanda even being considered as a potential host. The foreign minister of DRC, Kaikwamba Wagner, has urged the sports governing body to end all talks with Rwanda. She's warned F1 that they would be making a big mistake in pursuing this.
While I applaud Formula One's desire to host Grand Prix in Africa, I question whether Rwanda would be a choice that best represents our continent, and urge you to end negotiations and rule Rwanda out as a potential host. Does Formula One really want its brand smeared by a blood-stained association with Rwanda?
Does F1 want to be smeared by a blood-stained association? Those are harsh words. Now, this isn't the first time DRC has voiced its frustrations of a sport being associated with Rwanda. Earlier this month, 3 of the world's biggest football clubs, Bayern Munich, Arsenal and Paris Saint-Germain, were urged to stop sporting Visit Rwanda on their jerseys, basically asking them to end all sponsorship with the country.
How do these different football clubs reconcile with their conscience, with the ideals that football represents of bringing people together? In the DRC, thousands of people have been killed, including children. Children who certainly also cheer for Paris Saint-Germain, Bayern Munich or Arsenal. And so there's a need to reconcile that.
The reason behind this anger is the battle between DR Congo and Rwanda, a long fight that, according to the UN, has taken lives of nearly 3,000 people and has injured close to 3,000 more. And at the center of this bloodbath is Rwanda. The country has been accused of backing a rebel group in DRC, M23, a group that was formed in 2012 and claims to be fighting for the rights of the ethnic group Tutsis in the DRC. The M23 is calling this long-standing battle a defensive war. But given the defensive war continues to take lives, both M23 and Rwanda, for supposedly backing them, have faced the wrath. Because it isn't just DRC that are accusing Rwanda of this bloody mess. The United Nations are also up in arms. Rwanda, though, continues to deny these allegations. They have neither confirmed nor denied that its soldiers are operating across the border. And as the political standoff continues to get uglier, so too the anti-Rwanda sentiments in DRC. They've blamed Rwanda of genocide. So clearly they do not want any global event coming to Rwanda, something they feel will only taint Africa's image. But what this sentiment is doing is affecting the growth of sport in the country, a continent that saw the backing from one of the most successful drivers in Formula One.
We can't be adding races in other locations and continue to ignore Africa, which the rest of the world just takes from. No one gives anything to Africa, so I think having a Grand Prix there will really be able to highlight just how great the place is and bring in tourism and all sorts of things.
And it isn't just Rwanda that is bidding to bring back Formula One. South Africa is in the running too. But here's the thing, Rwanda could be a rather favorable destination for Formula One. Many reasons why I say this. One, the sports governing body organized a season-ending gala in Kigali, the country's capital. 2, Rwanda is also building a state-of-the-art track close to the capital city's airport, making it feasible for international audience and drivers. And 3, there's a vision that aims to blend motorsport with sustainability and natural beauty, futuristic and the need of the hour.
Africa deserves the F1 event. To be here in Rwanda for such an important moment in the FIA's calendar is a testament to the strength of this nation, in particular its growing influence in motorsport. Rwanda is the best place.
Now, sure, South Africa are the more experienced campaigners when it comes to hosting a Formula One race. They regularly hosted Grand Prix between 1965 and 1985. And one might even think that with anti-Rwanda sentiments gaining momentum, even outside the continent, the pendulum might swing in favor of South Africa. But the political drama brewing between DR Congo and Rwanda could dampen their chances as well, because South Africa is caught up in the chaos too. South African troops are on peacekeeping duty in DR Congo as part of the UN and Southern African missions. So will F1 be forced to pick a side here? And if this political drama continues, F1, in their quest to be impartial, might just have to look away from Africa all over again, especially when they have requests from multiple locations around the world, countries who are just as eager to host F1 races in the coming future. Clearly, this political tussle is threatening to extend Formula One's long hiatus from Africa, and the ones, of course, losing out the most would be the public, the fans of the sport who've been hoping and dying for F1 to come back to their shows.
We're calling the show Vantage. We hope you like what we put together for you. Touted as the minimum ways defense from that video. India's neighbors were the first to send the special edition of Vantage live from the White House throughout the biggest Hindu mandir in. We're on our way to Tel Aviv. Measure, but it's also the perfect way to drive.
I don't think that
Prime Minister of Bhutan, Sherin Tagwe. Welcome to
60% of the world's
office. Prime Minister Modi did the iron.
we were actually
How are you doing? How do you like? It's been 1 year since that meeting. Iron bars separate you from the outside. Out the vote effort. Trump had, it says, and at $4.3 trillion. 4.3, 300 billion by 2030. That's what we need to tackle climate change.